Oh, why not? Don't tell me I'm not good enough for your family.
Why not? It's a deal. You'll be my son-in-law. Have you thought of that?
I've thought of nothing else since I got your letter.
Why? Why did you agree to it?
Because he wanted it. It was his price.
His price?
Well, what could I say?
You could have said no.
No, I could not have said no. I saw no reason to say no. I understood why he wanted it.
So could anyone.
And what would you have done?
I could have handled him.
How?
I would have reminded him that he is a man of no background, and that to assume to enter the Julian family shows the want of modesty.
And you would have lost him.
I would not have lost him. I know very well how to deal with Marcus Agrippa.
As well as Asparagus should have lost him.
That is the most foolish expression. I wish you'd stop using it.
Well, it's my expression. I use it whenever I like. And why are you so opposed to this marriage? I see no reason for you to be.
It gives him more than he deserves.
That's not the reason. There's some other reason. Now, what is it?
There is no other reason. Except you might have consulted Julia first. Are we now to ignore the wishes of our children and sell them on the marketplace as if they were slaves? Have you no feelings?
But she got her way in the end. 9 years passed before Agrippa's services could be spared. Then he died. He poisoned by Livia. Tiberius divorced his wife and married Julia. Drusus, my father, Tiberius' beloved brother. But then everybody loved my father, except Livia, his mother. Wicked woman.
You're getting soft. You wouldn't last a 5-hour march if you were in the army, now. Now throw it! Oh, come on, throw it! Antonio throws harder than that.
Oh, shut up.
Of course, if you lost some in that stomach of yours...
Let's see who's...
Death or surrender?
Oh, get off.
I never thought I'd see my brother in such a pitiful condition.
You spent 10 years in Rome. See how you feel.
Hey. What's this, huh? Sulks?
You're lucky. You're going back to the army tomorrow. It's only decent life for a Roman. Marching, fighting, building forts. Those were the best years of my life.
You made the army's life bloody hell.
Well, I marched them hard and I drilled them hard. But I was fair. I'll bet they say I was fair.
Do you know what they really say about you?
What?
They say that your drills were bloodless battles, and your battles were bloody drills.
Is that what they say? Really?
Yes.
You know, Drusus, that army I took across the Alps. They were men. You've never had men like that.
Hey, we've won some victories ourselves, you know. You didn't win them all.
Ah, I know. But those two legions...
The 12th and the 16th.
You'll never see their like again. Nothing bothered them. The heat, the cold, the marching, I cursed them and I flogged them, but I cursed and flogged their officers too. And if there weren't any tents for the men, I slept out in the open with them.
Well, you'll have to take the field again.
He won't let me.
Who, Augustus?
Keeps me here as his work donkey. Says he can't spare me. I'm his chief errand boy. I spend my time investigating the level of unemployment. We're reorganizing the city fire brigade. Added to that, there's that bitch Julia they made me marry.
Oh, he's just impossible. You know, sometimes he doesn't speak to me for days.
Well, he was always very broody, according to Drusus, even as a child. But Drusus says he could always make him laugh.
Drusus only knows him as a brother. He ought to be married to him. You know, Antonia, I'm very easygoing. You want that toe to drop off?
There's a stiffness in the joint.
It wasn't before you started to work on it. They daydream, you know. They'd stand there all day massaging the same toe if you let them.
She's probably in love.
Hope she has better luck than me. What was I talking about?
About Tiberius. He never wanted to divorce Vipsania, that was the trouble.
That wispy stalk of a thing. I don't know what he saw in her. There's nothing of her. She's as thin as a stick. He used to spend half of every night in bed looking for her.
Julia.
Oh, it's true. If the sheets got a bit crumpled in the night, she disappeared until morning. It was lucky if they found her when they'd made the bed.
She's not as thin as that.
Well, I don't know what you call thin. But I saw old Valerius 2 days after he starved himself to death, and he looked better than she looks now.
Well, I must say I could never see the attraction, and after 10 years of marriage, I thought he'd be quite glad to see the back of her.
That's the trouble. He was always too glad to see the back of her.
Julia, what on earth do you mean?
Well, it's very strange. You're much too sensitive a person for me to go into details.
Julia, he doesn't.
I could put up with that. I'm not like you, Antonia. I could probably teach him a thing or two. Watch the coldness. I can't get near him. Even snow will melt on a warm day, but not him.
I had no idea.
And he hates Gaius and Lucius. Now, I mean, how could anyone hate my boys? They're sweet, aren't they?
They're very sweet.
I was once mad about him. What fools we women are.
I blame Augustus for it. He should never have insisted on the marriage.
Oh, don't blame my father, blame Livia. If anyone insisted, she did. She tried the same thing 10 years ago when my first husband died, but Agrippa got in before her.
I didn't know that.
No, when you were too young. That's all right, I've had enough. When Marcellus died, she had everything planned. Oh, she was very clever. She knew how I felt about Tiberius, and she was determined that he should marry me. But Agrippa had the same idea, and at that time, Augustus needed him more than he needed her son, so she had to wait. And can she wait? Ye gods, time means nothing to her. Poor Marcellus.
That must have been terrible for you.
Well, to tell you the truth, leave us. I'll call you.
Off you go. Go.
To tell you the truth, it's often crossed my mind that Livia might have had a hand in that. Julia? Well, I might be wrong. But he was a strong, healthy man, and he never had a serious illness until she got her hands on him. I often wonder about that woman. Antonia, you're so innocent.
Not so innocent. Ask Drusus.
I might just do that one of these days if I get him into the right mood. He's very attractive, your husband. Why is it that when I come in here with you, I always cover myself up, and if I come in here with anybody else, I don't bother?
Well, you should. I don't approve of all this nakedness.
Oh, Antonia! Oh, I shall miss you when you leave tomorrow.
Not so hard.
The dirt's ingrained in the skin.
It goes deeper than that.
Oh, your gloom is magnificent.
Not so hard all the same. I'll get my men to do it. I can't think why you won't let them do it anyway.
A man should keep himself clean, not have slaves do it.
How's he supposed to scrape his own back?
He gets his brother to do it.
If he hasn't got a brother,
Gets his son.
if he hasn't got a son,
Gets his friend.
and if he hasn't got a friend,
Then he should go and hang himself.
I've tried it. Better to have a slave scrape your back. Hello. I shall miss you. You don't have any dark thoughts.
Oh, nonsense. We all have them.
Not like me. Not like me.
Now, come on, you're no worse than the rest of us.
I'll tell you something, Drusus. Sometimes I so hate myself. I can't bear the thought of me anymore. You don't know anything about darkness, do you? Inside darkness. Blackness.
Ah, stop bragging. I could match you black for black.
Not you. Not you. They say the tree of the Claudians produces two kinds of apples, the sweet and the sour. It was never more true than you and me.
And what of our mother? Which is she?
Livia? They say a snake bit her once and died.
Hey, that's no longer funny.
I've only cared for three people in my life. One was our father.
Yes, he was the noblest of us all.
Yes. The other was Vipsania.
I was sorry about that. Why? Why did you divorce her?
Livia insisted on it. Julia wanted it. Augustus insisted on it.
It's all the same. You were so happy you might have refused.
Do you think the monarchy will survive Augustus?
No, I don't. Rome will be a republic again, I promise you that.
Then perhaps I did it all for nothing.